Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli with Little Blue. And yeah, that's right. What we're reviewing is something very different and a bit, say, like when we reviewed that one film with, Pedro Pascal,
Exactly.
So this time, we are reviewing something that's a Japanese film. And, those Japanese films that would come out like in the U.S. and they would have English audio to it.
Yeah, this is a Korean one. It was from the late 50s, early 60s. Called Yongary, Monster from the Deep.
Right.
It's one I remember watching when I was a kid. There used to be a show called Chillers that was on Saturday night at 11:30.
Yes.
And usually on New Year's Eve is when you would see all the cool monster movies like King Kong versus Godzilla, and Godzilla versus Rodan.
This is what this movie kind of is.
Yeah, Yongary looks a lot like Godzilla, except he doesn't have the signature dorsals on the back, along the spine.
He's got a horn.
And he's got a horn in the front.
His roar's a bit different.
Exactly. These movies are cheesy. They are so cheesy. But the reason I love them is because of the special effects, the miniatures. I just marvel at the detail of the miniatures and how these buildings, when they crumble, look so real. It looks like you can just see the bricks and mortar just crumbling, and it's just amazing to me. And you got guys in these costumes, which, the makeup, the costumes that they're in, they're pretty darn good. For that time.
Yeah, they are.
They're pretty darn good. So you got a movie where there's basically somebody in a dinosaur costume walking around, tearing down all these miniatures. And, these model builders have just got to be sitting there going, just wanting to scream and cry because their creations are being torn down. But that's why they have a job. That's what their job is, to build these structures so they can tear them down in these films.
Yes.
And, the acting's cheesy. You have, this is Korean, so you have the English overdubs where they're talking and their talking doesn't match the lips moving, but who cares? Big deal.
Yeah.
It tells a story. The story's okay. It's just, like I said, it's the whole thing with the special effects. That's what I love about these movies.
I know, yeah. And with its characters, they were okay, I guess.
Well, the characters, there wasn't, there's never much character development in these kind of movies. There's, you have one or two stars that winds up in nearly all of them. And you always have an American actor, usually. I don't know why that is, why that they have one American actor. And so when it comes out at the theaters in Japan, it has to be a Japanese overdub for this American actor, or else they have a Japanese voice actor that's doing the voiceover for the American actor. I don't get it.
Right.
But I guess they do it to appeal to American audiences because they know they're going to distribute it in America eventually, and that's the reasoning for it.
Right.
There was no American actor in this movie.
No,
it was all Korean. But it was, for what it was worth, it was well done. So if you ever get a chance to watch it, watch it.
Yeah, it's like even like that one kid, that one boy, like he kind of had a big part in it, and like a lot to him, I guess.
Yeah. There was
a bit coming a bit face to face with the creature.
Exactly.
And, like even like he was dancing, and so was he.
Well, you got to have a brave kid. That's
true.
You got to have a brave kid in these movies. To go out and kind of show up the grown-ups and make them look like makes the kids more important. So that appeals to kids. Kids watching it, they can identify with another kid who's being the hero.
Right. And don't you think, because with the American subtitles, they were okay because of how they dubbed or.
Yeah, I mean, they were some of the voice
I
actors.
guess they tried.
The one thing I noticed about this one in particular was that the voice actors were pretty decent. The American voice actors, they did a pretty decent job. Their inflections, some of them you watch and they're just almost monotone. It's hilarious to watch. But this one, they got it down pretty good, I have to say.
Even if I try looking up, say, the cast or something of this movie or whatever, you can't even find, say, the ones who voiced them,
Exactly. But
that doesn't even matter. Just
I give it 2 thumbs up.
I give it 2 thumbs up, and how, like, I guess I give it 7 out of 10, I guess. That's good for me,
Yeah, 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10 is good for me,
Yeah.
This isn't like, the greatest movie ever, I give it 10 out of 10. No. 7 is good for me, so, But again, we give it 2 thumbs up, and 7 out of 10, it's good for me. So, 7 out of 10
7 out of
stars
10.
for, what's the name of this again?
Yongary, Monster from the Deep.
Yongary, Monster from the Deep.
Look it up.
Always keep forgetting the first name of the first word, so and how you pronounce it. But Yongary.
Monster from the Deep.
Monster from the Deep, correct.
Right.
You guys let us know if you've watched it or not, because, who knows? Some of you probably don't even know what this movie is, and as we're talking about this for the first time. And originally we were going to do, instead of this, we were going to be reviewing the War of the Gargantuous.
Yeah, we're working on that. Access is limited, so we're working on that.
You will see our review of that.
Yeah.
So, for right now, you get this. So... but anyway, so once again, we give it 2 thumbs up, 7 out of 10. You guys let us know what you think of it. If any of you have even seen it, we hope you've enjoyed our review of Yongary, Monster of the Deep. And, yep, more reviews coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward. Any last words?
Off out.
Yep, Little Blue says off out for me. We hope you enjoyed our review of the film, and we'll see you guys in the next video/review video. And, yeah, we'll definitely do another one of these. So, take care, and peace out.